Long before The Weeknd broke his own records multiple times, he lived a hedonistic lifestyle as a young, upcoming star pursuing his dreams. Although he ultimately succeeded, becoming one of the world's most successful artists wasn't as easy as it may seem today. During his darkest days, he had to overcome many obstacles and maintain his motivation so that one day he could get back home and not empty-handed. The Weeknd, born as Abel Makanan Tesfaye, is the only child of Ethiopian Amhara immigrants in Toronto, Canada. His father left shortly after his birth, and he was raised by his mother and grandmother. Growing up, he was deeply influenced by Michael Jackson, stating that Jackson's song, "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," is the reason he sings.
I always use Michael as, first and foremost, as a vocal inspiration. And Off the Wall was definitely the one that made me feel like I could sing.
In his own words, he was a lonely child, and growing up without a father figure was challenging for him. This isolation led him to bond with music, prompting him to quit high school and move out of his mother's apartment into a one-bedroom apartment with his friend Lamar Taylor at the age of 17. He began anonymously posting his music on YouTube, later adopting the stage name The Weeknd, inspired by leaving home on a weekend. During these days, he stole food from supermarkets, spent his money on drugs, and partied frequently. He later admitted that drugs were a crutch for him to write music. At one of those parties, he met producer Jeremy Rose, who wanted to collaborate with him. After producing several songs together, they split due to creative differences. Tesfaye was permitted to use their collaborative tracks as long as Rose received production credits. In 2010, Tesfaye uploaded What You Need, Loft Music, and The Morning to YouTube, gaining attention online, partly thanks to fellow Toronto native Drake, who posted The Weeknd's songs on his blog. At the time, Drake was already a rising star, and the songs were later featured by various media outlets. In 2011, The Weeknd released his debut mixtape, House of Balloons, which was a major success. However, at the time, no one knew much about The Weeknd's identity, even after Complex revealed in 2011 that The Weeknd was a singer and not a band. His real identity and background remained a mystery. After working with Drake and releasing his second and third mixtapes, he signed with Republic Records, with his label XO becoming a subsidiary. In 2012, he achieved significant success with Trilogy, a compilation album featuring remixed and remastered versions of his mixtapes, along with 3 new tracks. Following Trilogy's success, The Weeknd maintained a low profile, avoiding interviews for a long time. While his star was on the rise, he faced his first public controversy. Producer Jeremy Rose claimed he wasn't properly credited for his role in The Weeknd's early tracks. To this day, The Weeknd has not publicly addressed the accusation. Despite the controversy, he continued releasing new music, performing at Coachella, and winning multiple awards, including an Oscar nomination for his song Earned It, part of the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. His success persisted with Starboy. In 2020, The Weeknd released his 4th studio album, After Hours. The album's 9th track, Blinding Lights, set records for spending the most weeks in the top 5, top 10, and top 100 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also ended 2020 as the year's top song on the Billboard Hot 100 and became one of the most successful songs in history. After 3 years focusing on his music and breaking 2 Guinness World Records, one for most monthly listeners on Spotify and another for being the first to reach 100 million monthly listeners, he returned to acting after his 2019 cameo in Uncut Gems. The Idol, a show co-created by The Weeknd, was initially set to release in 2022. Originally planned as a 6-episode music industry drama, the production faced numerous changes, including director Amy Seimetz's departure, reshoots, and rewrites. In March 2023, a Rolling Stone expose highlighted toxic on-set conditions and creative disputes.
When my wife read me the article, I looked at her and I just said, I think we're about to have the biggest show of the summer. We know that we're making a show that is provocative.
Despite these challenges, The Idol premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in May 2023, but received mixed reactions for its explicit content and provocative themes. Although HBO denied rumors of its cancellation, speculation about the show's future persisted when the season concluded with only 5 episodes instead of the planned 6. In September 2024, after teasing his upcoming album for years, The Weeknd announced its title, Hurry Up Tomorrow. While this album is one of the most anticipated releases of the year, he once again broke his own record, amassing 120 million monthly listeners on Spotify and becoming the first artist to have 20 songs surpass 1 billion streams. With fans calling him the new Michael Jackson, he's on a good way to reach the same legendary status as his childhood hero. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.